Hi guys, welcome back to our drone channel today with no DJI drone, but instead with a bunch of frustrating fails, dangerous maneuvers, crazy crashes, blurry videos, much learning, and Betafpv, a well-known FPV drone manufacturer, as well as with the answer to the question of whether it makes sense for a newbie like me to jump into the FPV world with a starter kit like this. Let's go! If you like what you see, then subscribe. Alright guys, so let's have a look into that box to see what we're gonna get for our money. By the way, this kit is 310 bucks on the website of BetaFPV. I'm gonna put you the link below, and it's no affiliate link, it's a pure link, so you can click on it. So now let's check what's inside. Couple of cool stickers in the package. Case in the box. Everything's nicely organized. Quick start guide to get things going right away. Here we've got the goggles, really handy. Taking a look from the inside. The display is mounted inside at the top. Antenna on the side. Remote control feels quite good in the hand. Let's take off the joystick protector for a sec. Toggle switches and buttons are easily accessible at the top. Side pocket with a zipper. Spare propellers and tools. USB-C charging cable, looking like the charging station. And those handy little 450 mAh batteries. The main deal, the Cetus-X drone. Just about the size of my palm. This little beast is super light, weighs just 10 over 80 grams. Camera sits on top and can be adjusted in angle. There are two more batteries down below in the holder. They're easy to pull out and put back in. Alright, looking good so far. Quite comprehensive and complete kit, huh? But before start flying, we need to charge a battery, the RC and the goggles. That's quite easy. I'm gonna show you how. Well, that's the little charging port. You can always charge two batteries at once. As you can see, there's a port, a volt tester to check whether the battery needs to be charged. 330 or lower means the batteries are almost empty. To charge them, just plug in the USB-C cable. As long as the LEDs are red, the charging process is running. Batteries with a charge of 425 or higher are fully charged and ready to go. The remote control has a charging port at the bottom. The goggles has a charging port right next to the power button on the right side. The average charging time for the batteries is about 20 minutes, so pretty quick. So the Betafpv Cetus-X comes around with a very comfortable case. Now as we have charged everything, we can start flying. First up, we gotta slot the two batteries into the holder and connect them with the two cables. It's pretty straightforward, but sometimes a bit fiddly. By the way, two full charge batteries will provide you an approximate flight time of around 7 to 8 minutes. Once the Cetus-X has power, it chimes with a short sound and the LEDs start blinking blue. Next up, we grab the remote control and hold down the power button for a good while. Again, it confirms with a sound. Lastly, flick on the goggles using the little slider. Now back to the remote control. Double check everything. The left joystick needs to be in the down position, then the status LED switches from red to blue. Now hit the SA button up top and the propellers start spinning. And here we go. The first thing you'll notice right away, of course, is the poor image quality. That's exactly the quality you see in the goggles with all its interferences. During the flight itself, it doesn't bother as much as you might think from here. At the bottom left, you see the current battery charge, flight duration, and at the bottom right, the selected flight mode and flight speed. I'm basically zooming through the garden in absolute beginner mode. The movements appear mostly smooth, and you can tell that the drone is being supported by auxiliary flight functions. This makes it super easy for beginners to get started. As you can see, I'm already doing pretty well and can fly tight and close maneuvers. So as you know, I'm a total newbie to FPV. Besides flying the Avatar, I never did any kind of FPV flight right before. And therefore the Cetus-X is quite helpful because it has 3 modes, which help me step by step getting into FPV. So the most useful and easy mode is the so-called N mode or normal mode. The quadricopter has all supportive functions that you also know from other drones, like a vertical and horizontal flight stabilization. So you can imagine that I managed this normal mode quite fast, and therefore I decided to go to the next mode, which is the so-called S mode. This S mode totally differs from the regular flight modes that you know. I mean, for sure I've read the manual right before, but nevertheless I was expecting something different. What I can tell you is in the sports mode, you lose nearly every supportive and auxiliary function. This means you as a pilot have to control the flight attitude by operating the throttle joystick all the time. If you let the joystick go, the drone immediately descends. So when I was start using this mode for the first time, you can imagine my drone was jumping like a rabbit, because whenever I let the stick go, the props stop turning and the drone immediately descends. And therefore, with that mode, I did so many crashes with trees, branches, because the way of controlling the drone is so different. There are lots of footage and video material I'm gonna show you here where you see that I'm crashing all the time. Yeah, and another crash. It's so difficult to control this drone when you are only used to use DJI drones, which are fully automated. There you go. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's not easy to get used to this way of flying. I and either you need a lot of training to understand and get used to this way of flying. Nevertheless, the Cetus-X is helping you with this because you can immediately switch between the modes. So if you feel uncomfortable, just switch back to the normal mode, where the supportive function will help you flying the drone and getting it back into a normal flight behavior. Well, and there is the so-called manual mode. It's an absolutely crazy mode, I can tell you, because you are controlling each of these props individually. Well, there's a big advantage of using that mode for sure, because you can do flips like this and this, all of this is possible, and you can do loops like this. This is absolutely possible with this little Cetus-X drone. But for now, I can tell you, I haven't managed that mode. Well, I can fly in that mode for nearly 10 to 20 seconds, but then I'm about to lose the control of the drone and I will crash it to the ground or to a tree or whatever else. So if you want to fly the manual mode, you need to be a very, very skillful pilot. But that's the big advantage of this Cetus-X. You can switch all of these modes immediately during flight, and the drone will directly switch and support you if you jump back to the normal mode, for example. Lastly, there is the insane helpful turtle mode, which gets your Cetus-X back in business if it lands upside down. And believe me, it's bound to happen. Let's take a quick look at the Goggles VR03. With its retro design, it weighs only 400 grams and surprisingly sits really comfortably. The thing has a resolution of 800 to 480. I find the automatic frequency search function pretty handy too. You can stick a micro SD card into the goggles, but be careful, it needs to be FAT formatted and no larger than 64 GB. But you don't really need more since the video resolution is only 408p anyway, so even long recordings hardly take up any space. However, one drawback in the transmission distance. If you don't have any obstacles in the way, you've got a view 100 meters, but if there's a wall between you and the Cetus-X, then it's game over in no time. So if you are tired of just flying in a simulator, in an FPV simulator, and sitting in front of your computer, it's absolutely worth buying that one. And I mean, I'm flying it since 2 weeks more or less, and I can tell you I did so many crashes, and you will see this in the footage. Nevertheless, the drone is completely undamaged. So it's working without issues, and I promise you, there were crashes over and over again into trees, into walls, into whatever. And I was like, oh my goodness, hopefully it's not broken. And no, it isn't. It's working, it's working, it's working. Okay guys, that's it for today. Hope I could help you a little bit. And if you have tips and tricks for me, how I could improve my FPV flying skills, drop me a comment below. If you like the video, smash that like button. And don't forget, life's too short to be angry. Have a good day. See you. Bye bye.